Hello, my amazing reading friends. It's Helen. Welcome to my channel. Are you ready for a story today we're going to read? Then sit back and listen up. Peppa Pig, Stamps. Once upon a bright and cheerful day, Peppa and George found themselves at the cozy home of Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig. The air was filled with the scent of adventure, and little did they know, a magical journey awaited them, one woven around Grandpa Pig's treasured stamp collection. Grandpa Pig, with a twinkle in his eye, opened his grand album and beckoned the little pigs closer. "Look here, Peppa and George," he said proudly. "I've gathered hundreds of stamps from every corner of the world." "Ooh," gasped Peppa, her eyes wide as she marveled at the rainbow of tiny squares. "Grandpa, you must have every stamp ever made." Grandpa chuckled modestly. "Well, I suppose I do have quite a few." "Then you don't need to buy any more stamps, do you, Grandpa?" Peppa asked with a sly grin. Grandpa paused, scratching his chin, but before he could reply, a familiar figure appeared at the gate, Mr. Zebra, the postman. "The post is here," shouted George, bouncing with excitement as Mr. Zebra approached. The postman handed over a single postcard, and Grandpa smiled. "Ah, this is for my friend," he said, peering at the writing. "What does it say?" Peppa asked, leaning in. "It says, 'Wish you were here,'" Grandpa read aloud. "I've never had a postcard," Peppa exclaimed. "Let's write one from me and George. And we'll send it to you by post," Grandpa added with a wink. "Goody!" squealed George, clapping his hooves. "What should we write?" Peppa pondered aloud. Grandpa thought for a moment and suggested, "How about Dear Peppa and George, wish you were here. Lots of love, Peppa and George." "Very good," Peppa giggled. "Let's post it now." "Not so fast, Peppa," Grandpa said, holding up a hoof. "We need to write your address. Do you know where you live?" "Of course," Peppa puffed out her chest. "The little house on the hill." "Brilliant," Grandpa praised. "But something's still missing. Any guesses, George?" "A kiss," George chirped. "And a stamp," Peppa added triumphantly. Grandpa hesitated, glancing at his precious collection. My stamps aren't for licking and sticking, Peppa. They're for collecting and admiring. Let's head upstairs. We'll find some ordinary stamps there." Just then, a knock echoed through the house. "Special delivery," called Mr. Zebra, holding a large box. "Oh, this must be it," Grandpa beamed as he tore it open. Inside lay a single exquisite stamp, rare and dazzling. "Such a big box for one stamp," Peppa said, tilting her head. "Did it cost a lot of money?" George asked curiously. "Shh!" Grandpa hushed them, glancing nervously toward Granny Pig. "She doesn't need to know." As Granny rummaged through a drawer for a plain stamp, Grandpa gazed at his new treasure. "What a beauty," he whispered. "Perfect condition, never been used." And Granny stormed into the kitchen, eyeing the mess from the box. "What's all this rubbish?" she huffed. "I'll take it to the recycling." "Wait, Granny," Peppa cried, spotting the rare stamp on the table. "Here's a stamp for all postcard." Before anyone could stop him, George licked the stamp and stuck it onto the postcard with a proud grin. "Time to post it," Grandpa announced, but his face fell as realization hit. "No, that's my special stamp. Mr. Zebra, stop! Come back, my stamp." But the postman was already gone, whisking the postcard away. "Why couldn't we use it?" Peppa asked, puzzled. "It was a rare stamp for my collection," Grandpa sighed. "How much did it cost?" George pressed. "Oh, not much," Grandpa mumbled, avoiding their eyes. "Well, that's fine then," Peppa chirped. "And it's not lost. It's on its way to our house." "You're right," Grandpa perked up. "I'll race to your house and wait for it. My stamp! My stamp!" Off Grandpa Pig dashed to Peppa and George's little house on the hill. Soon enough, Mr. Zebra arrived with the post. "Special delivery," he called. "My stamp!" Grandpa exclaimed, but Mr. Zebra handed the postcard to Peppa and George instead. "Our postcard!" they cheered, hopping with joy. Peppa looked at Grandpa and smiled. "Grandpa, since it has your lovely stamp, would you like to keep it?" Grandpa's eyes softened. "Oh, thank you, Peppa. This stamp was special before, but now that it's traveled to you and back, it's even more precious." And so, Grandpa Pig tucked the postcard into his collection, where it became the crown jewel of his treasures. Peppa and George beamed with pride, knowing their little postal adventure had brought happiness to everyone in the end.